Welcome to FairFax with FairFax. Follow us on our pilgrimage to the new world on YouTube, Keith Fairfax Comedy, Facebook, Keith Fairfax, and Instagram, Mr. Fairfax.
Hey yo, I woke up in the days with a slight headache. You know the usual in the studio, getting red late. Serious jet lag when I get to bed late. That's why
is that how the kids do it?
It
is. Is that the dirty
It's
one?
close.
Was that dirty one? Is this the dirty one, Phil?
That's how you get ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. This is FairFax with FairFax. I'm FairFax. I'm with DJ Phil once again.
Good to be back, bro.
Yeah, we got a second term life. I think that's what they call it, a second term life. Yeah.
There was an audition and it went well, so now we get to audition again.
I don't know who was auditioning for who. I don't know if I was auditioning for him or he was auditioning for me, but it went well nonetheless.
I was auditioning for you.
If that's how you, I don't think
it's
that's
your show.
If you're more popular than me, how would you audition for me if you're the popular and I'm the novice? Yeah.
Well, I could have came on here and said horrible shit, and you would have been like, "Yo, we're never doing this again.
Well,
Phil. You're never coming on here again. We can still be friends, but
what? I don't have a horrible my you wife kids life me no life wife kids. I mean, I have no horrible meter. I have a, with the people one, they want to hear the horrible. I'll give them the horrible. It's funny. We were talking about right before we got on the podcast. We were going over this date in hip hop. One of our familiar follows on Instagram, just like it's 25 years in hip hop. Oh, I don't even know if it's hip hop. Just 25 years of like great albums being put out.
They're talking about 96.
Right,
It's
okay, yeah.
96, 25 years ago, and there's a lot of legendary hip-hop albums that turned 25 this year.
Yeah, I love stories. So I was like, Phil, I need you to play my top 3 favorite stories.
Yeah,
and the
man.
first one that he played was Bitches from Eastwick by the Lox.
Classic joint.
That's one of my
Classic joint.
It's just when stories get told, nothing really warms my biscuit.
There you go.
Bitches from Eastwick, told by Chic Lounge, Styles P.
Well, yeah, it's a shame because they don't make a lot of tracks like that anymore, and it's more about the production. Does the beat hit you right away? But back in the day, it would be both. It'd be like you listening, like, all right, what the hell's he talking about? Right. You start paying attention more, and you get into it a different way.
Yeah, I mean, well, we were.
It's a dying art form in hip hop.
Yes, I mean, we were talking about. I don't know how we got onto the topic, but we were talking about Memphis Bleak and hype men, and I was just like, we were talking about hip hop, and you were like, yo, a lot of hip hop has been, 25 years today. 96 was a great. I was like, yo, I was on the bus, listening to a tape and a Walkman on my way to school as I decided how I wanted to. At the time they call it crashing. Locally, we called it crashing.
Sure.
Heating up.
Sure.
And I was on the back of the bus. I was the modern day Rosa Parks is what they called me.
Yeah.
They were like look at young Rosa Fairfax. They said look at young Rosa Fairfax.
Did they call you Rosa?
Yeah, that's what when they were because I was a freedom fighter. So they kind of, how kids will be kids.
Sure.
So they ridiculed me, but yet, I hold my chin high. We're actually shooting.
You prevailed.
Yeah, we're shooting this a little bit after Black History Month, so it's gonna,
We're just outside, but you should celebrate every day.
You know what, Phil? See, this is what. Here we go. We'll time that up right there. There it is. There it is. Right there. There it is. It's that attitude.
That's right.
That's what we like. that attitude right there. That's what we like. Right? But so 96. Mm-hmm. We went through it. Me and you went through it a little bit. Who are your? I know you gotta. I mean, you're in the craft.
Well, it's funny. I spewed a couple out that were all right at the top, but then of course I had to look it up just to see what was actually on the list there.
Let's be scholars.
There's some good ones. 96 was a great year. I own all of these LPs too. All right, so you got Fugees, The Score. Yeah, it's a big one.
The Fugees. That one was. That's not the Lauryn Hill
No, that's Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. That came out, I think, 98.
Which was the one? Which was the radio edit that everyone had though? That like
Killing Me Softly.
That not on that album.
On the score? Oh yeah.
So Killing Me Softly was the radio.
That was the song on that album.
That's what I was thinking of. Okay,
we still play that a lot.
Okay,
yeah.
that hit home.
I mean, there are other ones too. There's Fuji La, The Woman No Cry. Like that, there's a lot, but the score was big because it was kind of something for everybody. But other 96 albums, you ready? There's some big ones, man. Reasonable Doubt, Jeezy's debut. It Was Written Nas, which wasn't his debut album, which is like his most legendary album,
right.
But the second one was the one that he really popped off like globally.
But it was written it's funny. I know a lot of people from the South, and they were like, well, they'll tell me that I hate when they say this too. They say that Jay-Z didn't pop off till he was with Foxy, like to the South. To the South, they didn't know who Jay-Z was until he was with Foxy, and they'll tell me that they didn't know who Nas was until he was with AZ and Foxy Brown. So they had that radio pop.
I mean, I can see how that would happen in different parts of the country, but where we are, none.
You know, but it's so funny. I was like, so was it like, is it like Tybo Billy Blanks where it's only an East Coast thing? Like, I don't know. Like, it's funny. It's like so when they tell me that Jay-Z wasn't that well received outside of the East Coast as we thought, you know, as me from the outside looking in. I mean, you being in the ear to the ground. Did you? I mean, I don't know. Did you hear it that way? Like when you listen to everything. So did you hear it like that's an East Coast thing? Like 96 hip hop was coastally, like hip hop was popular depending on what coast you were on. Mm-hmm. Come 96. Like if you were on the East Coast, you listen to this.
96 was unique, and it's on 1,000,000 documentaries. But
right.
Just remembering it as a kid, like in his middle school, early high school years, like that was when the whole East Coast West Coast thing was going on. So I mean, if you put music out, it was.
I mean, but
everybody was hearing it. But I can see how certain parts of the country maybe weren't up on how an artist maybe blew up. I guess. But
it's weird how people look at things. Like I looked at like there's a couple of documentaries out about Tupac, and it's funny.
Well, listen, best albums 96, All Eyes on Me. That was a double disc. Big one. Monster.
I mean,
yeah.
A double disc is such it's funny.
It is. The double disc should have always just been a single disc because then it would be,
Right.
There's a little bit of garbage on there. It's impossible to make 30 good songs on them. It's just impossible.
Right, exactly.
But still, there was... I used to hear that album everywhere you went for a while, and we were obviously clearly on the East Coast, but it was a big album.
People will say, like, people who like knew Pac, they were like, oh, he was a theater kid. So was like Marilyn Manson. So was a lot of people, they were like theater. Like, I was watching the Tekashi 6ix9ine documentary, and like he was like, he was like a nerdy.
I seen the advertisements, but I never.
He was just like a nerdy kid that was like, he's like a tech genius though. He edits his own videos. Like he edits all his own videos, so he knows the formula for like, hey, I'll put out a 2-minute video, and I'm gonna and with this type of like almost like in a bad scary movies how they have like that cut to scary shit that they was just all right, yeah, you can scare me if you just cut to the fucking scary shit all the time, like of course. So he knew how to do like the jump cuts to make a 2-minute video, and he's like, you know what, he was like, he even said it in his documentary. He was like, I'm not the best rapper alive, but he was like I suck, but he said
did he actually admit that?
No, he said I'm trash. He said I'm garbage. He was like, but I'm hot garbage. But I'm hot garbage. Like he was like, but I'm the hottest one doing. If you hate this type of rap, I'm the hottest one doing the type of rap you hate. And I was like, you know what? He has a lot of fucking money. He has like I looked into it. Yo, he has a lot. Like I don't think Tekashi 6ix9ine. I respect his hustle more than I respect his character. But I was like, you know what? As a person, he's like a self-made guy.
Yeah,
I kind of get that a little bit.
He mastered
a lot of it.
He mastered what today's youth like the most. He yells lots of curse words.
That's what I'm saying.
He gets semi-decent production on his beats, and
he puts out too many videos of him just
and
you silly with the willy nigga, what you Billy? It's nothing.
And then he tried to be about that life, and it
No,
backfired a bit.
But he even said, but I can't even blame him because he's like, I'm willing to pay the cost to be the boss. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna put out gangster music. I'm gonna. He was like, oh, I'm gonna go to a gang neighborhood. I'm like, yeah, I want you gang members to be behind me. I'm gonna make mad money, and then I'll give you money. Then the gang faction that he was with, they split apart. So obviously, whatever side that he went to, the other side's gonna hate him. That's the side that fucked his baby mom, and
all that other bullshit.
So I can't really, you know what I mean. When you look at it from the whole, it's like I kind of get where young Danny came from.
Well, I'll tell you what. I played some of his music at a Sweet 16 I had done this past fall, and
by request or by will or by skill.
It's always both. They send me Spotify lists. There's
Gotcha.
always some Tekashi 6ix9ine on there. But anyway, somebody came up like, "Yo, we don't listen to snitches." I was like,
"Yeah, you do, yeah, you do." Shut the
just
fuck
funny.
up.
It's just funny what you deal with.
Yeah, it's just like we don't listen. Like you're a snitch. Like I put you in a situation where you might miss a week of school. You'll snitch. Shut the hell up. Yeah. Oh man, that's hilarious. It's just crazy, like that. But that documentary was just pretty wild to me. We were talking about like just music, and you were saying, you know, it's 1996, and just like I looked into the Pac stuff, and it was just like, oh, he was a theater kid that went from like, if you look at his acting is really good. Like,
he was a good actor, indeed.
But he was like a theater kid that was like, oh, I grew up in a theater kid that grew up in a bad neighborhood that also knew the life and then portrayed it. And I was like, oh wow. I was like, so what, how far off from the modern day 2020s 6ix9ine was Tupac? You know what I mean? Like he's what Tupac could have been under today's guidelines.
Maybe.
I mean, I'm stretching, but it's just like I'm like, damn, like Tekashi 6ix9ine is really. I mean, if Pac was a theater kid and Tekashi 6ix9ine was a theater kid, and then they both were like, I like the life. At the time, it was thug life, and now it's fucking Skittle teeth life,
fuckboy life.
Yeah, now it's Skittle teeth life. I mean, it's just, you know, you're playing to the times, really. You know, Big was his own. You know, Big was just, you know, he was the wildest, but
yeah,
I don't know. I love it all. I love it all. So you were telling me your favorite 96s. As I went off on a tangent, you told me your favorite 96s. So who's your favorite of the 96s 25 years ago?
There's one other album that I want to throw in there, and I thought of it too because it's on here, and you said the down south people that were talking about how that one got put on. AT Aliens, Outcast, great album, dude.
AT Aliens, wow. I mean, I know. Like, it's funny. There's a time period in my head. I was like, oh,
Elevators. That was the lead single on that. Elevators.
Yeah.
Big song.
Wow.
Big song, man. What you want to know? What my favorite album in '96 was?
Yes.
That's a real. You want to know why it's tough?
And
it's tough for me to answer that because it's Jay-Z's first album.
I'm gonna need you to play. I want you to play a song off of it while you talk to me about it, so you can do it. Two things at one time, and I'm kind of putting you in a pickle right off the bat.
You're not putting me in a pickle. But we got Bluetooth, brother.
Yeah, you know,
we good.
I want you to play a joint off of it because I'm pretty sure they will allow us to. But play a joint off of that you like the most to kind of.
I'm not gonna play a joint I like the most. I'm gonna play because you mentioned Memphis Bleak. Like this is where we're going. Hopefully you don't hit us with an advertisement. Oh, they're about to. They're about to.
No, it's fine. On. No, I know when to play it. Nope, I got it.
We go.
Okay. Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right.
DJ Premier on the beat.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
This is that shit right here, bro.
Around about how old was Jay-Z during this time period?
All right, so, I mean, you can Google it if I'm wrong, but I believe Jay was 26 when his debut album dropped. Bleak was 18.
And me and you. So the argument was that we were having was that I said like, I think Spliff Star is the best hype man / talented. I don't know if you call it talented. The best hype man artist, hype artist. He's the
Hype
best
man
hype artist.
that knew he was a hype man.
Yeah, but I felt you almost took a different approach to how you would say.
I mean, Flavor Flav's up there too.
But he was Flavor Flav.
Flav was kind of the yin to Chuck D's yang.
I hear you on that. Chuck D would say that.
That's why it worworked though, because
again,
he knew his lane.
But I think that Flavor Flav might tell you something differently. Flavor Flav might tell you.
Depends if he's in Riverhead or not.
He needed.
That motherfucker loves hanging out here.
He needed me, baby. He needed me. This whole time, he needed me, baby. He couldn't do it without me.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, so is this instrumental that you played?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
didn't know how hard you want to go with the lyrics. Sorry.
No, probably for argument's sake. I mean, my podcast is not popular enough where you could play probably the real songs. I don't think that Jay-Z's going to come after me for that. Bleak, you know what? Bleak maybe. Bleak might come after me for it.
It's possible.
Jay-Z? No. Bleak? I'm probably his fish to fry. In the fish basket of life, I'm probably Bleak's fish to fry. Actually, hilarious. But I was like, Spliff Star is my favorite hype man. He's my favorite hype artist. I call it.
You wouldn't be wrong with that. You wouldn't be wrong with that.
Because he was in Busta's videos, he played an integral part, and he was always. I mean, he just. I don't know. He was my guy.
He's still around too.
Yeah.
He's still around.
Spliff Star still around.
That album this past year. Spliff Star's in some of the videos.
It's funny how big Busta got. Like Busta went from being like skinny Jamaican Busta Rhymes to now beefcake.
Well, there was skinny kid Busta, then there was steroid Busta, and now there's just old and hey.
The people behind the scenes
I'm having a bucket of wings for dinner, Busta.
The people call him steroid Busta. I didn't know that there was ever a steroid Busta. I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh yeah, late '90s, early 2000s. He was on a juice.
If you do enough push-ups, I mean, you get big.
I mean, I didn't actually see him use any of the substances, so
allegedly.
Allegedly.
I mean, one of my favorite Twitter followers is, it's funny. They were like, so it's funny. O.J. got a vaccine shot. He was like, yesterday he put on Twitter, he was like, getting my second vaccine shot. And someone was like, I can't believe that a certified murderer, that a murderer is getting a vaccine shot before my grandmother is getting a vaccine shot. Somebody put
OJ's got to be in his mid 70s.
You got to be 65. I don't think he is.
Oh, he's definitely over 65. The juice, definitely, dude.
I don't know. I think
he ain't played in a football game in 30 years.
But anyway, somebody was like, "Did your grandmother rush for over 2,000 yards?"
Nope.
I was like, you know what?
Buffalo Bills, baby.
I was like, brings up a good point. I mean, you rush for 2,000 a season, you should get the shot before other people should. Call me crazy.
It's an age thing. It has nothing to do with your criminal past.
No, but if you're exonerated of all wrongful doings, I mean, if you rush for 2,000 yards in a season, you should get the shot before others should. I mean, is that wild? Is that wild?
Did Adrian Peterson get it?
It's a good, it's funny. A part of me was like, I was in my phone out, check.
Too young.
I was like, AP. I mean,
the juice did it, and he's old enough.
Right. I mean, listen, OJ, despite what you might think about him personally, deserves a shot. I mean, he deserves a shot.
A vaccine shot, not to get shot.
The shot.
The shot.
A shot. A shot. The shot. Shots.
Everybody.
He deserves a Daddy Yankee Pitbull shots.
A remix, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's funny. I mean, I know I appreciate a good hype man because we were talking about Wu-Tang concerts. It's funny how like Wu-Tang would have 30 people on stage, but they were still like someone knew like how to get. Everybody wasn't just walking around, standing around, and just like, all right, you rap now, you rap now, you rap. Everybody had a lane, and that's what I saw. Wu-Tang at House of Blues probably 3 or 4 times, and they always rock the house. Like they always like. For there be as many people on stage, like usually it's a clusterfuck when there's that many people on stage in a medium to small venue. They knew how to like just like, all right, 5 of us are gonna have to rap in one song, and we're gonna kill it. And mind you, ODB's been dead for X amount of time, so we're still gonna make it work. And I love how they did that.
That interval period of in between the first album, Enter the 36 Chambers, and then Wu-Tang Forever. I mean, there were a number of venues where they couldn't perform, or they weren't allowed to perform Wu-Tang Clan Ain't Nothing to Fuck With because it was too live. It wasn't like it was dangerous for you, but like,
right, yeah.
You know, if you were the smallest person in the group, you might, because they were jumping.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta rock back and forth for that.
Yeah,
you know, you gotta shake your shoulders a little bit to that. You know, you can't just get high and live. Yeah. That's great. I mean, it's just, you know, times have changed. You know,
Sure.
For a lot of it, it's just like, you know, we went from the Uncle Luke era of, you know, pop that pussy, you know, to who no one would dream of.
Doo-Doo Brown.
It's like, so like, what did that even mean? Even then, what did that even mean, Doo-Doo Brown? I'm like,
take your pick.
It's like, I don't know. You got to listen to the song and just, you wanted to see your doo-doo browns. I don't know how you really classify it, but just everybody knew what he meant at the time.
Sure.
You know,
they were with it.
If I said doo-doo brown, you started doing a thing and everybody like, that's the doo-doo brown. You know?
That's it.
It's a different time. It's a different time.
Mess on the towel. Doo-Doo Brown.
Mess on the towel. Doo-doo brown. Yeah, I guess that's what it would be.
We got Landis laughing over here.
Yeah. Oh, man. Speaking of a different time, I was looking in the papers today, and not even today, but yesterday actually. And so now they're changing Mr. Potato Head to just Potato Head because no gender roles. Why should it be Mr. Potato Head? So now when you get a Potato Head set, it'll have the girl's lips, the guy's mustache, a top hat for the guy, and whatever Mrs. Potato Head wore on her head, unless she had a baldy. I'm not really sure. I never looked into the Potato Head set. It's just like, I don't know. You know, you have a lovely boy and girl. Do you allow them to play with both ends of the Potato Head or the spuds?
I mean, I do not have I guess it's just Potato Head now at my house. I mean, we certainly had those in my parents' home.
I didn't know that. I was like, are they popular today? I was like, I didn't know that they needed to be classified because I didn't know they were popular today. They've
brought so many things back, but there's just like 1,000 times the amount of shit for these kids to play with. But I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. That's just I don't know.
Like, so now when you go, it's like if you just in case you order one.
Is it no longer like Mickey and Minnie Mouse? Do we just say, look at those mice?
I think it might be Meese.
Meese.
It might be Meese.
There's so many mice. Go to the theme park.
Meese sounds right.
Play with the rats.
Your mice comment sounds like a hard ER. I'm gonna go with Meese, which sounds like an A, like Iga, compared to your ER with your mice comment, sir.
But you know, I don't know, man. I mean, if there are things that have been,
I don't think anybody
historically okay.
Yeah, but who was asking for that? Like who cared?
Well, that's what I mean. I don't I don't know. Like,
and I'm like, how popular of a toy is it today anyway? Where people are like, no. Why are we putting an emphasis on the Mr. Potato Head or the? I mean, I didn't even. I knew who Mrs. Potato Head was, but I didn't even know there was like a toy sold separately. I didn't know it was like.
Was there a Mrs. Potato Head too?
I I've seen it in like a cart. I mean, I don't know about like a playable toy, but I know in the cartoon it exists.
Okay.
You know, Mrs. Potato Head. But they're also taking it away with the Dr. Seuss now. So you see with the Dr. Seuss books, it used to be on the like our national reading list that, you know, I think March is like, you know, read a book a week month. And so they took the Dr. Seuss books off of that because some school in the middle of bumfuck nowhere said that like, hey, in the 1937 Dr. Seuss books, the way they classify cats that were not, I mean, they're not white cats because the Cat in the Hat is not necessarily a white cat, but I guess the primary cats, if you were to dig deep and say that cat is a white cat, the cat that they would classify as black cats or cats of color were racially, there was a racial undertone, to say the least. So that school took those books out of their library and took it off their reading list. Then Joe Biden followed suit by taking it off of the national reading list of like books to read for kids.
Interesting.
Yeah. So if you have a Dr. Seuss book in your home, Phil, I suggest, I guess burning. I guess you burn it in the front yard to show unity. And
Are you trying to tell me I can no longer eat green eggs and ham?
said Sam, I am. Yeah. Said Sam, I am. You can no longer eat green eggs and ham. Correct. So if you think about it, think again, motherfucker.
I don't know, man. I guess there's no rules to anything anymore. I don't even know if this stuff comes across your doorstep where it's like if your kid had a Dr. Seuss, like if you're like if your kid has a sleepover and you're reading if you read your son and his friend a Dr. Seuss book and then he goes back and tells his parents, I don't know if you're getting a tongue lash. Like I don't know if you're gonna get a talking to. Like, did you read my son a Dr. Seuss book? You filthy animal. Huh? Did you read my kid a Dr. Seuss book? I mean, obviously this year with the school situation, I haven't done a lot of, me and the boys haven't done a lot of DJing in school districts, period. But you come across some interesting parents sometimes, even in that atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, one could only assume.
Which I could tell some great stories, but probably not the best idea. Say as we take no flack.
You have to take it all in stride. You say like, I understand your argument, ma'am, and I will absorb it and release it into the atmosphere in positive energy at a later date.
Sure.
And sock 'em say, sock 'em sa. Man, peace be with you. And with you, and you serve there in the back.
Yes.
Ma'am, not you, but nope, over, 2 steps to the right. Yep, you, ma'am, right there. Peace be with you.
Peace.
Yep, you gotta
no qualms.
You can't just give peace to all. You gotta pick and choose your peace.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
wild. That's wild, though. I don't know.
It's just the time we're living in. I mean, we're the potato head era. When I think about potatoes, and I feel like it's funny. I always feel like I was like, do people know that? I feel like there's people that know DJ Phil, and there's people that know Schmidt Farms.
Sure,
Phil Schmidt.
I'll tell you something funny.
So do you think you're more
potato
head Phil? Or DJ Potato Head Phil?
Which potato head am I rolling with?
What potato head?
Can you just give me one eye and one ear and a nose, and I'll figure this shit out?
What potato head are you?
I remember 4 or 5 years ago, I got very annoyed because I was always DJ Phil on social media, and they wouldn't allow me to do that anymore. I'm guessing because they assumed that I basically just use social media for promoting my business, I guess.
Who's they?
Facebook police. Whatever it is. So
really?
I was taken off.
I didn't even know that was a real.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely a real thing.
Like,
it's happened to a couple of DJ buddies of mine. And
really?
I was annoyed a little bit because I kind of liked the incognito-ness of just being DJ Phil. And if you actually know me, like if you really rock with me, then you know what I do on a day to day. You know what my family does and
Yes.
stuff like that. And it's kind of like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to be Philip Schmidt now, and in parentheses, DJ Phil, which is fine. It doesn't bother me, but I kind of like all right, this is what I can be on social media, and then I'm going to live my life. Now, especially with COVID, now I advertise everything. I used to not always really get as involved with the farm on social media.
I mean, you
but,
just got. I mean, I had to.
Yeah.
I mean, me and you got the argument about Instagram. I mean, it's like you refuse to use Instagram for years.
Yeah,
like,
I'm an old man.
You would give me
I
this
was
like
stuck in my
you had
ways.
this old fogey like hey, fuck the
Facts.
man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna use Instagram because the man uses Instagram, and I'm not gonna use it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Phil, use Instagram. Like you.
COVID gave me enough time to cave in. I am on Instagram.
Finally,
At Make Some Noise
finally
DJs
somebody
underscore
held your
DJ
head
Phil.
to the coals, and you were like, "Damn it! I guess I gotta finally use Instagram, IG. The world uses it.
I
but
know.
I was the last holdout.
I was.
Oh,
I was.
My God, I'm glad you're finally on. What's your name on Instagram? I'll give you a nice little plug.
Oh yeah, it's at Make Some Noise DJs underscore DJ Phil.
Okay,
Pretty simple.
nice.
If you
All
put
right. Yeah, it
DJ
goes
Phil on
together.
Instagram, I'm gonna pop up.
Yeah, it goes together nicely. Yes.
Yeah, but you know, the biggest reason I caved in it was just because that's just the way the world is now in the younger generation when they
Instant.
contact you about
It's Insta.
yeah.
It's just
Potential
an Insta,
business and things of that
it's
nature.
immediate.
They do not ask if you have a Facebook anymore. It's
Right.
Instagram. And
It
I
is
dealt
one
with this
step.
for many years, and I was like,
Yeah.
fuck this. I don't need to do it, but I do.
Right.
I do.
Right.
So I did.
Yeah, listen, we all make concessions. You know, confessions, concessions. You know, we do.
Oh well, Instagram's one big confession.
It really it's an instant.
It could be.
It's an instant confession.
It's-
I love it. I love it. So, what's it's funny. People don't know your. I mean, you run a not your 9 to 9. We'll call it your 7 to 9. Your 6 to 9. We'll call it your 6 to 9. So Monday your day starts where? It's not DJ. It's people. Despite popular belief, where it's like he probably wakes up and listens to music as he drinks a cup of tea, as he takes his one bare foot and pushes his kid in his rocking chair.
I was at
stares off into the morning dew.
I was at
Eat some local honey.
I was at Green Island, which for people who live out here or in the greenhouse industry, that's a huge supplier of things for that, which obviously pertains to agriculture. And I went there to grab some stuff for the farm because obviously we're getting up and going in our greenhouse now. You know, well now it's March, but February we usually get started. At least at our farm, other places start earlier. And I get out the van and a dude I know sees me and he's like, "Yo, is that DJ Phil?" I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" He's like, "You work?" He's like, "I thought you just dropped beats." I'm like, "Nah, bro, look at these hands."
Yeah, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
But I'm like, so Monday. So you're let's call it. Let's put some years on it.
Mm-hmm.
What's your Monday through Sunday start to finish? And give me a Monday through Friday most of the year.
Most of the year. All right, so we'll do
Monday.
Well, because my family business and my business, they both run in perfect alignment with being the slowest and the busiest at the same time, which actually sucks. But
cool beans.
yeah, we'll do the busiest time.
Busiest time,
obviously, making believe COVID doesn't exist.
Right, but COVID doesn't exist. This is non-existent.
All right, so for me,
Monday.
it's kind of like It's like,
give me,
it's like a half week versus a weekend.
Give me a date. Give me a start date. Give me a date. June something, or give me a date.
You want a year?
A year and a date. Yeah, give me a year and a date. Ooh, I like it even better.
Oh wow. I mean, if we're talking by the time
recent. Let's say 2019.
Yeah, sure.
June. Give me a.
All right, a week in June,
Okay.
2019. My Monday through.
If you could give me the person's wedding it was that week.
Shit, bro, I ain't that good. I ain't that good.
Who in our age group had a wedding that you remember? Who had a recent wedding that we all went to?
Oh God, there's a lot of people that are gonna watch this and want to shoot me. Like, how did you not remember Phil?
No, I was there too. I'm saying that me and you went to.
We were both at Rob's wedding.
Rob's wedding.
Shouts to Rob Taylor.
Rob Taylor. Oh yeah, we were Rob Taylor's wedding. Yeah. Do you remember? Can you kind of even like not even that month of like just like
September? He got married in September.
You give me a September and that time frame of like what it was just like for a week in that September. along with
Sure.
the wedding that you had to put in also.
Sure. Yeah, we
stress
could use that as an example.
Yeah, that's what
so
I'm
like
saying. Right.
like for me, like
That Monday was
Monday through Wednesday, real simple. Monday through Wednesday, I probably work for my dad, 6 to 6 and or maybe a little later, depending on what time we got out of there.
So you wake up at what time?
Usually around like 5:30ish.
5:30ish. I mean, the farm is a hop, jump, and a skip from your house.
Yeah, thank God. That's why I moved back to Riverhead from Wading River. Yeah,
I forgot. I was like, it is a hop, jump, and a skip right there.
Yeah, but usually, the cruise starts at 6, so
Right.
we're usually down there a little bit before just to make sure everything's in a line. Between me, my dad, and my brother, and that's Monday through Wednesday. And traditionally, again, before COVID, Thursday is always my long day because Thursday is usually a full day on the farm. Go home, power nap,
Buckley's.
eat. Yeah. They go,
you mean
that's
Buckley's?
yeah. You name the eras in the 2000s.
Right.
I was doing diggers on Thursday. Then there was a little time frame where I was doing TGI Fridays on Thursday, and then when Buckley's reopened.
Yeah.
And
I forgot
St.
that
Mauritius, I was out there for like the
Thursdays
past 7 or
had
8
so many
years.
maturations for you from the. You're right. It was the Diggers Thursdays nights, which were big, which were very
Huge.
big. The Thursday
Yeah.
night at Diggers, to the Thursday night Buckley's, to the Thursday night.
Yeah, there was a little bracket
they
tier
went back
in
and
between
forth.
them where
Yeah.
I was at TGI Fridays a little bit, but we've done a bunch of nights over there.
Right.
But Thursday is always my long day, man.
Right.
And then Friday, Saturday, it just kind of depends on what I got going on. If I have weddings,
So what's a wedding day? Friday,
wedding day,
Saturday, or what is it? Sunday?
I mean, it could be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I mean, especially we're using. Give a shout out, Rob.
Right.
We're using September as an example.
Right.
September, October, the two busiest wedding months of the year.
Okay.
So there's a good chance I might have been doing what we call in the industry a double or a triple that weekend, meaning I either had back-to-back days of weddings or 3 days in a row of weddings. So, it's kind of like what I'll do on those days is just kind of like I'll ask my dad and my brother, all right, what do you absolutely need me to get done on this day, that day, and that
Right.
day? And if I can do it, great. If not, then sometimes it's just full DJing on.
And how
on those days.
accommodating would you say your brother and father are?
Oh, they might watch this.
Let's take your father out of it. Your brother, I mean, you don't care about his feelings.
No,
How accommodating would you say your brother is to your schedule?
I would say in the past 15 years, they have become way more understanding.
Gotcha. Because you'll also Phil Schmidt your way out of it if need be also.
But during the warm weather months, it's intense.
Right.
It's intense. I
Yeah.
mean, it's funny because COVID has almost put me back on like when I remember being like a teenager and in my early 20s where like I did not need an alarm clock. I went to bed at this time. I got up at this time. But with all the DJing through most of my adult life, it's just so out of whack. It's
Right.
like if I need to take a nap, I'll take a nap.
Yeah.
It's 10 in the morning. It's 4 in the afternoon. Like,
Yeah, but if you
I can nap for a half hour. Boom.
All right, so say a Thursday, you wake up at 6, you wake up at 5:30, you go farm
Yeah.
till what?
Usually around prime season, around 6 to 7 o'clock. Just depending on what's going on.
6 to 6? Farming?
Bro, that's bro. You could have other farmers on the show that'll tell you that's light work. I'm not playing.
It's like it's 2020. What are we doing? Farming.
Look at these hands,
It's like-
bro.
Listen, every time I touch you, I hate when the many times your hands have touched my face. I've always hated it. I'm like, I have
I'm
the
more
face-
ashy than you, bro.
I have a face of a prepubescent child, and you're fucking rough and gritty fingered. You're fucking District 15
That's
tracker
right.
hands have touched my face, rub my skin off. So yeah, but it's crazy that so you run a 6 to 6 on the farm, and then let's see, then you gotta pick me up to go to Buckley's. So you gotta leave. What time do you have to leave to pick me up to go to Buckley's?
Well, we're always running late.
I mean, boy, I tell you, hey Keith, What time do you tell me?
when we show up.
What time
It's 9:55. How are you guys going to set up in 5 minutes tonight? Watch us. We usually do it, though.
What time do you confidently tell me? What time do you, and you, I don't even think you're bullshitting. What time do your heart of hearts think you're going to pick me up? What time do you tell me? How about that? What time do you tell me?
I'll tell you like 9:15, 9:20.
Hey, Keith, I'll be there at 9:15. What time do you start playing?
10.
10. We're going from Riverhead to Buckley's.
So I'm thinking we have a half hour to get there. Not even though.
How long does it take to get from Riverhead to Buckley's? With
25 minutes. There's no traffic on the road.
25 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you leave at your said time, we be cutting it. We get there 10 minutes early.
Yeah.
Ideally. What time do you let's just say let's call it a spade a spade. That's not no racial undertone either. I forgot what it's a different time, man. But what time do you normally get to me?
I'm usually about 15 minutes late.
So that's you tell
9:30.
me 9:30, 9:35.
Sure, Nick say 9:35.
Let's call it 9:35 because we're friends. Let's call it 9:30. We're bullshit.
Yeah.
9:35. Phil gets to me at 9:35. He doesn't, he doesn't twisted metal flip the truck into the driveway to he doesn't beep the horn with like that Mexican, but it's like he comes in with urgency. It's like,
bro, we got to go. We got to roll.
We're Audi 5000. We're Audi 5000. I get that. So we pull up, usually 5 to spare. 5, we'll call it 4. We'll call it 4. We open the door 3. By the time the equipment hits the floor, 2.
We almost always start on time now.
And you probably
like a magician back there.
You might start at 02.
I might. Nobody's watching the clock.
But it's not significant enough to even say that you didn't start at, it's like you might start at 02. It's like after all that hustle and bustle, 02, turn off Backstreet's Back All Right.
I don't practice Santeria. I don't got no crystal ball.
See, that's how you could have. See that's where we could have cut to tape, and you could have just
sure.
Yeah. You'd have played A Boogie with the Hoodie, and a Cinema Rich's request. Hey, play A Boogie with the Hoodie. Sorry for that.
Come on, man. It's too early for that. Nah. Just play that shit. No, gotta wait. About to leave. No, you can wait.
Play A Boogie with the Hoodie, motherfucker. Oh man, always great. I mean, so that's all right. We're at Thursday. All right, today we're at Thursday. Yeah. So now you got Rob's wedding on Friday. So now you have this stress of so now what time are you leaving Thursday night at Buckley's to get home?
Yeah, that's the worst part of it. Usually getting home 2:33.
Sweet.
Yeah.
We call that the sweet hour.
Yeah.
2:33.
But again, that's kind of where it's like you get home so late, I'll kind of know what is it that I absolutely have to get done the next day at the farm.
But if you got home at 3 and you wake up at 5:30, so you sleep from 3 to 5:30. That doesn't seem
honestly,
like a real.
It depends. There's weekends where I have to do that, and there's weekends where I don't have to do that. It just depends. Okay. Sometimes you catch a break. Sometimes let's say it was raining a lot that week, which kind of slows things down a bit. Right. Or let's say I know that I happen to be on delivery that next day, so I just do that. It really just depends, but it's always kind of keeping ahead of what.
We're picking a random week. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And this week in particular, say you have to. Friday, you had to be there.
Yeah.
Because it's those weeks when you got to be there Friday.
Then I'm going to be there.
So you got to be there Friday, not at 9.
I mean, I'm not going to say I'm still going to have a headache from the bass the night before.
Right. So, but it's not Friday at your leisure. It's Friday at 6.
If they need me there, then yeah.
Can you just like smack your brother and be like, "Hey, you do it, bitch"? Like, can you just be like, "Hey, yo, bitch," and you just smack him across the chops?
Nah.
And you just like, "Hey, you do it," and you just.
Listen, at the end of the day, I'm always the older brother, and that's just the older brother thing. But in terms of the family business, I kind of put my DJ shoes on a little bit stronger a long time ago. So on the weekends, I kind of subdue to whatever it is they say I need to do. Yeah.
You can't just spit in your hand and smack him across the face and be like, "Hey, figure it out, fuck boy."
Nah.
I mean, I know your brother pretty well. Mm-hmm. I don't see him going for that either. But I'm just saying. Yeah. Listen, when the camera's off, I don't know if you guys have a different where you know maybe you smack him across the chops. You're like, "Hey, do what the fuck I tell you, or I'll fucking smack you."
Oh, listen, there's plenty of dude, fuck off. Like there's plenty of that goes on.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of cursing that goes on between you two. But you know what? I'm not pretty sure. I'm 100% sure.
You're positive.
But it's just
good analysis.
You guys have what me and you have between each other, very Mets and Yankees. Probably
Facts.
like French.
Facts.
We're both New York. We're both New Yorkers.
My entire family are Met fans, except
your brother too.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
He has a very Yankee vibe.
Nope.
Brother.
Nope.
Yeah. He is a very Yankee.
So you're assuming loud and boisterous means you're a Yankee fan?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm gonna go with the yeah. Yeah. All right. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again.
Mm-hmm. Nope. I'm the black sheep.
You're quo. The black sheep. Who's
Comes
the
black sheep? What's the black sheep? Ooh, that was good.
A good one. Ladies and gentlemen. But I can't believe that. So that's a Friday. All right, we get to Saturday, Sunday. So that's a Friday. So Saturday, Sunday, there's no farm. You get to sleep in, per se.
Again, it just depends if they need me to do something. There's so many jobs on the farm.
What's a something? What's a something?
I could have to do irrigation. I could have to spray. I could have to do a small delivery. I could have to go down there and just manage like the local customer trade that we call the yard trade for a particular morning. It just depends.
So if I want a box of Schmidt Farm sweet horseradish,
mm-hmm.
I want what's the flavor that I like, Phil?
Oh man, don't even test me with that. I don't know. You like a particular flavor?
Yes, the one that's not so sweet and not so spicy.
I mean, there's a bunch of them. There's mustard, barbecue,
that would be it. The mustard barbecue would be if I were to eat horseradish. It'd be the mustard barbecue.
Well, no, there's one that is mustard and one that is barbecue. There's not a mustard barbecue.
I was about to say, I was like, ooh. I was like, if you can mix them together like that, I was like, really? I was like, is that how they come?
And we might do it down the road.
I was like, I don't even eat horseradish. I was like, but if they're doing a mustard barbecue, I was like, maybe I might have a little dip. I was like, I didn't know that. I was like, in my head, I was like, really? I was like, okay, maybe I'm missing something.
Yeah.
All right, I would. So barbecue horseradish, that's a thing?
Honestly, that's my favorite one.
Barbecue.
It's really good.
You know what? Next time you come on, if I can get you back again, bring on some of that mustard, some of that barbecue. Bring both of them.
We can do a taste trial live.
Yeah, do both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I would take barbecue horseradish. I'm not against the barbecue horseradish. It almost it gets a little. My jowls start to sweat a little bit when I hear that barbecue horseradish. It makes my jowls
you want me to make you a special batch myself?
No, I'll just no.
What are you worried about?
No, I just take a regular batch from the pile.
An already pre-existing one that was made recently.
I don't know how it's made from the basket. Is it a basket of horseradish? I don't know.
A bushel.
A bushel? All right.
Just go to News 12 and Google Schmidt Farm.
All right,
there's a gazillion things on there.
The barbecue bushel. Nothing says smack your mama like the barbecue.
Oh, your mom ain't shit.
Either or.
Yeah.
It says one or the other.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh man, I mean, it's funny. I was talking about the Mets. I wanted to lead into the Mets and Yankees. You being avid, scumbag Yankee fan.
I am. Yankees and Knicks are my
Me
teams,
being-
bro.
Me being an upstanding member of the community, being a Met fan who loves Jesus, and that's how my life is going. You love the devil and the Yankees, and you want to sin, and I mean, which is TJ. Listen, I've never judged you for that.
Listen.
Did I ever judge you for that? Did I ever say, Phil, because you sin and love the devil and love the Yankees? Do I ever say, not my friend? Or
Oh no.
truth be told,
Oh no.
am I ever that guy?
No.
Phil,
We're brothers
ever
no
been that
matter
guy?
what. Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
been that
yeah.
guy?
Yeah.
I'd
No.
be like, hey, you want to sin and love the devil, love the Yankees?
I mean, you talked a lot of shit.
No, but
You are indirectly
if
talking
you want to
shit
sin,
right now.
love the devil, love the Yankees. I always said, do you?
You're calling me a Satanist.
No, I always said, like, listen, if you are a non-believer, but you want to love the Yankees and not believe in Jesus and not be God fearing, and you want to just think that that's your life, do you? You know what I mean? I put my hands in the air like this. I'm like,
I'm comfortable with my
like, hey.
antlers,
I'm like, hey, do you, guy?
horns.
I'm like, hey, guy, do you? All right? That's what I do. I put on a Brooklyn accent. Hey, do you?
Hey.
Do you, fella? That's what I do here.
It's all good.
I mean, so
By the way,
for the first time in a
when
long
I was
time,
a kid, the Yankees were garbage.
you know what's funny? Every Yankee fan says that. I hate that fucking. Every Yankee fan.
They really
they're
were.
like, when I was a kid, the Yankees sucked. That it's like it's funny. When I was a kid, they were really good. And
We were
it's funny.
Don Mattingly and a bunch of really not so good players.
And I remember you would take the good players from the Mets, and they would go to the Yankees, and they would do really well too. And then,
Well, that was later on. I think.
all right, so how about
Steinbrenner might have been
all right, from
pumping
now
with some
on?
good
From
juice.
now on, whenever if I have you on this show this time and no other time again, or this time and a billion times, we're talking about the '90s Yankees. How about that? We're not going to talk about the '80s Yankees. Let's talk about the '90s Yankees, the core four, and we're talking about the '90s, 2000s Yankees.
Okay.
So in our lifetimes, they've been good, not just good, really good.
Dominant.
All right, so let's just go with that. Fuck your horse shit. When I was a fan, they sucked. Well, fuck that. We're not doing that no more. In our lifetime, they were not only good, they were the creme de la creme. Okay? All right? So
Good
now,
times.
going off of that, you've always been the bad boys on the block. We've always been the redheaded stepchild. We've never been shit. You've always been the shit. It's 27, to the rest of us, really. All of us combined don't get 27. You know what I mean? All of us combined. It's funny. I don't know if we get. I wonder all the championships compared to the Yankees. I don't know if how long has baseball been around? Is it 27? Is it more than?
No. Wait. So we talking about how many chips the Yankees have or the Mets have?
No. How many championships total are there to have?
Oh boy, that's actually a really good trivia question.
Yeah, I wonder. I'm not expecting either. Landis, you look at how many. Well, how would we word it? How many?
I guess you'd want to know what year was the first World Series, I suppose.
Right.
I mean, they might have called it something before that, though.
No, we'll
kind
go
of like
with-
in football, you could have won a
Right.
championship, but then they didn't start the Super Bowl
we're
until the
gonna go
late
just
60s.
real World Series. How many? 1903 was the first one. Holy shit! I wouldn't have thought it was that. All right. So,
That's wild.
all right. So there's a lot
That's
more.
why it's on national
World
pastime,
Series
man.
there on there. 1903. Jesus Christ. All right. Well, a lot more than I thought there were. Okay. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, I couldn't tell you all that long ago. I mean, the Yankees won the World Series back in the 20s.
Yeah, no,
You know?
you guys have your, your rusty stobs and your.
Now we're in the 2020s.
so great. Some of us win one, and later on.
You guys got two.
Should it be 4? Some would say. If we didn't run up against, it's funny. There was a 2000. It was a series where we run up against a team that was steroid abusers. They called them at the time. They called them steroid abusers.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't know what the history books will show, but they abused steroids, and they never. I remember there was this guy named Roger who stormed at another player who tried to kill him, tried to take his life.
I mean,
And
I mean, we could talk about that guy too.
I mean, why wasn't this guy? I mean, he should have nothing. He should be canceled. You know how many people get canceled today? He should be fucking canceled. That fucking guy. He was a lunatic, a madman. It was a guy. The other guy, I don't know who he was at the time. The other guy that he stormed at.
Oh yes, you do. Don't give me that shit.
I don't know who he was.
What position did he play?
Probably catcher.
Good guess, Fairfax.
Scared for his life. Yeah. He scared the greatness out of said great player because he was juiced up on drugs. So yeah. So you be proud of your drug addicts. That's what I call Yankees, the drug addicts.
Listen, all of baseball was enjoying the juice during that time. And who was and who wasn't. More than others. There's some more than others, but there's a lot that we'll just never know. We'll never know.
If as many Met players had been as juiced up as the Yankee players at that time, we would have won that world. That the balls would have went over the fence, and we would have won the World Series.
That's ridiculous, and you know it is.
Okay, I mean, like it's just. I mean, whether you refuse to believe it or I mean, listen.
I did like John Franco.
It's funny how every Yankee fan will tell you how they love Met players or they love the like. Oh, I never had anything.
He's a local guy.
Mets. No, but it's just like, yeah. Who hates their younger brother that never achieved as much as they did? Who? Wait, name who? It's like, oh, my younger brother never achieved as much as I did, and I have way more than they ever had, and I hate him for what? Like,
listen,
why would you?
Darryl and Doc did great for us later on in their careers. Did great, right? Couldn't pitch a perfect game. Darryl had a couple of 30 home run seasons.
Yeah.
Great times.
Yeah, they did, Phil. Great times. They had some great times.
That was my excellent response to your steroid badger.
I mean, you guys act like they didn't juice more than everybody else. And it's like, yeah, they did. They juiced more than everybody else.
I don't know, man. I think everybody was. The Baltimore Orioles are pretty heavy in that shit during that time, too.
You capitalized off it, though. They didn't. That's the difference. It's like they didn't capitalize off it. You guys did. It's like everybody was juicing on your team. We had like two guys.
I don't know if I agree with that.
We had two guys with back acne.
I mean, I guess I ultimately would have had to have been in the locker room, but that everybody was, I don't know.
You had the ringleader Aroyd.
But that was later. He was later.
But that was just like the icing on the cake for you guys.
He definitely was. But
that was the icing on the cake for you guys.
That was after the dynasty.
You guys were like, hey, just for shits and giggles, after all this is said and done, we're going to get A-Rod and just we'll get the Juice King. We'll get King Juice just to put the bow on the whole sheboing.
So if he had went to the Mets, you wouldn't have been happy about it?
Not for that price, no.
You're full of shit.
Not for that King's ransom, no. We don't do that.
Okay.
It's not who we are. That's not what we're about.
Right. You guys get Robinson Cano. Sorry.
Robbie was good until...
Yeah.
Listen.
I think years ago the Yankees knew something nobody else did, and that's they're like, oh yeah, sure, see you later. We're not trying to outbid Seattle.
He instills a lot of tutelage to the boys. Like without his tutelage, who knows where we would be if he wasn't there to give us guidance. Yeah. So there's that, and we make do. Mm-hmm. We weather the storm. As Met fans, that's what we learn to be resilient. We're storm weatherers.
That's fair.
You guys will just.
You finally got rid of the Wilpons. You got rid of the Wilpons.
I never thought that they would. I didn't think that would happen in my lifetime.
That's actually pretty awesome.
I actually didn't think that would happen in my lifetime.
I feel.
I was like, I see no scenario where they ever give up the team, and it was just like, I mean, after the Madoff shit, they weren't budging. They weren't. They were still like, nope, not doing it. And then
no, dude, we talked about the Knicks crap in the last episode. I would only pray that one day they get rid of Dolan, but you guys actually got rid of. Like what one of the biggest problems of your franchise was.
But Dolan has proven great. As an owner, like he knows, like with the Rangers, it's like he puts hockey people in front of the Rangers and doesn't touch it. But with basketball, he's like,
nope.
like I gotta have my hands in it. I gotta. My hands gotta be in on it.
I know it's a nightmare.
But with the Rangers, he's like he doesn't even touch it. He's just like I just own the team. That's it,
Mm-hmm.
and I leave it alone from there. But for some reason, when it comes to the Knicks, he's like,
I know it's unbelievable.
I gotta get my hands dirty. Gotta get my hands dirty.
So how do you feel about the new guy on the Mets?
Lindor is a beast. I think that Lindor. I mean, I'm as happy as I was when we got Beltran, but he's younger, better in every way, shape, and form, and hopefully he doesn't let the bat sit on his shoulders versus the Cardinals on strike 3. Just watch it go by. So
What was that? That was 06? Is that when that happened?
Yeah. Seems like it was 06. Yeah. I don't, won't quote me on anything. I don't.
At least you said Beltran. I thought you were going to say Bonilla.
No. Bobby's totally different guy. Yeah. But it's just crazy how things go. It's just I don't know, you just keep the bet on your shoulder. It's just maybe the stickum gets stuck to your jersey, and you watch the ball go by, and you're like, hey, maybe I should have picked it up and swung. Or
if you're gonna strike out, go down swinging.
Then everybody sends you the same.
That's
before
testament.
Memes were popular, everybody would send me this like, a guy walks into a supermarket, and one of the people that work there says like, hey sir, can I help you with anything? And he says, no, I'm just looking. And that was everybody would send me that as everybody. That's what everybody thought was funny. Just send me kind of different scenarios of people walking up to Carlos Beltran and asking for help, and him saying, just look.
Yep, just looking.
So that was part of my life for a long time. Which is cool.
You overcame it, and you're still here. And you know what?
No,
the
great.
The Mets are looking like they're on the up.
We've
year.
obviously
Hopefully
done way better
that's what
since
happens.
then, and we've just done way better since then. So we got that that we've been looking forward to, and we will move on from there to here we are now, where we are now equals with said New York team, and I can't wait to go to a Subway. I would always dread Subway Series. I was like,
There's
that would
such
be
fun
my
games
worst
to
nightmare
go
would
to.
be a Subway
There's
Series.
such fun games to go to.
They've probably been that way for you. For you, they've probably been that way. They've probably been real fun for you.
I've been to Subway Series where the Yankees have lost games.
Yeah, but
I've been to both stadiums too.
Yeah,
I've
but
been to
Las
Citi
Vegas
Field
probably
and Yankee
had
Stadium.
them as the favorites. They won the game, but they were the favorite. Like the Mets won, but the Yankees were the favorite. You know what I mean? Like, so this year, let's just say it'll be different. Let's just say it's going to be way different this time around. No more fuck shit. No more. We got to hope.
I would. We probably should have brought this up before we started talking about all this. I don't think the overall record, since they were allowed to play each other like in regular season games, I mean, maybe the Yankees have a slight advantage, but I don't think it's anything catastrophic, to be quite honest with you. Like, I kind of feel like they've always brought out the best in
when
each
you guys
team
win,
when they played
it's
each
always you guys always won when it meant more. When you guys won when it's like something on the line, or when it's like, or we lost dramatically. You know what I mean? It was like, there's a pop up, and it's always I don't know. I don't like to name instances, but we've always won dramatic. We always lost dramatically. We've always won like when it didn't. No one gave a fuck anyway. When we beat you guys, it's like I don't know, June. I mean, no one cared. Like it's just like, oh, we beat the Yankees, but we're 15 out of 500, and you guys are 20 up.
Didn't me and you go? We went to the game together where they did like the whole montage honoring Jeter because it was his last year at Citi Field.
Yeah, we went to that game.
We had a great time, great night.
I had a regular night. I would call it a great night. It was more or less, I don't know.
I mean, we had fun.
I've had better nights at gas stations. So I don't know.
What were you doing at the gas station?
Maybe I had a hot dog or something. I don't know.
A hot dog out?
He said a hot dog. I actually never had a gas station. I mean, it's something my boy was talking about. He was like, "Oh, a gas station hot dog and a 7-Eleven hot dog are the same thing." I was like, "No, they're not." I mean, 7-Eleven is an institution.
That's a corporate hot dog.
It's an institution.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get a hot dog from Hess, you're a piece of shit. I mean, I don't know where you're. I hope you don't have kids or a life. I mean, but a hot dog from Hess, you're garbage. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but like, I don't know where your life is going, sir. But I mean, if you got to reach the plastic tongs into a 7-Eleven, into a Hess bag hot dog.
Yeah, it's not cool.
I mean, but 7-Eleven, I feel like I'd rather get a 7-Eleven hot dog than a Exit hot dog off a truck. I feel like you're probably an Exit hot dog man.
Dude, I don't. Nah, I do not.
Phil,
I do not participate in hot dogs unless I barbecued it on my own grill.
You have Exit truck hot dog energy. I think you might be an Exit hot dog man. Don't call me crazy, but I think you might be into an Exit hot dog, my friend.
If I have one, I'll let you know.
So you never had an Exit 73 hot dog?
No.
You never had a
drive past the truck all the time.
You've had a Stasi Park dog.
Oh, I mean, way back in the day when I was probably a little league, yeah.
I love how you did date it way back in the day when I was a little. I mean,
that's way back in the day.
But I mean, they're food truck hot dogs. I mean, you got to, and you've also had not Mr. Softy, but the other Hood ice cream truck hot dogs too. Proudly.
Maybe.
In your adult life, you've definitely had a non Mr. Softy Hood ice cream truck hot dog.
Nah.
Not in your adult life? Really?
I'm not even home enough to hear
you might run into
that fucking siren going off like with a.
To me, it's just convenient of like, I don't know, in life you're somewhere and like, oh, it's not Mr. Softy. It's the other guy who has chips, sodas, and hot dogs. I mean, Blow Pops, Big League Chew.
Big League Chew.
Mr. Softy doesn't carry that. Mr. Softy doesn't carry that horse shit. You know what I mean? Like if I want a Firecracker Junior, I'm going to a Hood ice cream man. If I want a Firecracker Senior, I'm Mr. Softy.
Mm-hmm.
Totally different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I want a Ring Pop, I'm going to your Hood ice cream man. You know, if I want soft serve vanilla in a cone, stale, I know where to go. Mr. Softy.
Yeah, just make sure the ice cream is mixed up enough with the cone. You won't notice how stale it is.
I feel like I said, real question is, are you a Mr. Softy man or Hood ice cream truck?
I don't know. It depends.
You don't want a hot dog, do you? Do you want Funyuns? Do you want a bag of Funyuns, Phil?
No, I'll take the ice cream and the hot dog over the Funyuns. I'm good.
I mean, you get a hot dog with sauerkraut.
Hot dog with sauerkraut's good.
But you wouldn't get the sauerkraut from a hot dog truck.
I mean, I guess if it was available and I was actually getting a hot dog from a hot dog truck.
Well, the Hood ones have it, Mr. Softy does.
I am aware of that, yes.
All right, I'm just making sure you know. Just making sure you know. All right, we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to come back with a little bit extra. Maybe do a skit in between, get a little taste for a little more, a little bit more DJ Phil and the MSN DJ crew.
Hey.
I try to get, do you have anything you have anything coming up soon? You want to get a little plug before anything?
No, I'm right where I was the last podcast. Just
so what? March 15th. I mean, like movie theaters are back open. We're open to 11 now.
Yeah.
Texas. Did you see the Texas is the first
Opening
state
it up.
that no mask.
Yeah.
Texas is doing no mask as of today. I mean, damn restrictions. They're going full-fledged Mad Max. They're going Road Warrior.
I'm
That's crazy.
I'm not mad at him. We'll see how it goes.
No mask?
We'll see how it goes.
I can see like opening shit back up, but no mask at all. It's like, it's talk about a different time.
I mean, we've become accustomed to
that's
the way
crazy.
the world is. Listen, I
can you even in your mind?
I hope it doesn't backfire on him.
Can you even? I literally can't even see in the next calendar year a no mask year. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe you're from your point of view, you see it differently. But do you even? I mean, the fact that they're they're doing no mask. They're not even fuck regulations. No mask at all. They're going back to reality, back to life, back to reality.
Hey, back to the here and now.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
listen. I wish him the best. I like I said. I hope it works.
I mean, I wish them the best. Also, I mean, I hope for the vaccine's sake, for everything else. It just, I mean, we kind of need it to go right. I mean, honestly, like if that goes bad,
correct.
That's the blueprint for everything else to go bad. If that goes bad, so I mean, I'm in lockstep with you. Where I hope it. I mean, I think we're all in the same boat as like. Please, let us be the ones that's like, we were too precautious. Please, let us be the ones that are too precautious. Where they're it's like, they were the first ones to open up, and we were the precautious ones, and so we could all look back and be like, we could have been out a month earlier, but we weren't. But whatever. And all right, we'll see you after the break. This is FairFax with FairFax. I'm with DJ Phil.
Yo.
And after these messages, we'll be right back.
Bigger back.
Is he ready? We're live in 45 seconds.
Mr. Newsworthy, I just wanted to say that I really, 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 truly do appreciate the opportunity to be in the show, and I feel like this is going to do a lot for my career. I've looked up to you for years, and I just thank you. It really does mean a lot. It does.
I hope it does a lot for me too. Are we ready?
Yep, 10 seconds, gentlemen. All right, we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2.
And this is Channel 3 News, and you're here live with Climate Newsworthy and my new guest host, Dick Gregory. Dick?
My life story.
You don't know. Hey, Phil, how crazy it is.
Hey. Two-step. Hands up, two-step. Come on. Let's go. 2021 wedding season is coming.
Nobody ever gave me shit.
If anything, a nigga framed me and made me get.
That's right.
6, my first bit, no doubt, up in Spofford. Had to be 12, son, trying to make a profit. Remembering, robbed my mom's with no guilt.
Classic.
Pork beans, old cornflakes with
no milk.
Bitter. In school, I smacked cats in a hurry. Moms ain't care, she busy getting drunk with Mrs. Murray. On the first floor, I used to thirst for greenery. Picking pockets for Sap and J from 106th Street. Yo, fuck home. I'm tired of getting punched in my dome. Tired of hearing this faggot ass nigga bone. I started.
It was a different time. I'm sorry. You know what? I forgot that he said that, and I was going to say it was a different time.
Correct.
You know what I mean? That's today. Black Rob wouldn't say that today.
Nope.
The Black Rob I know, never. He never said it today.
Can't even talk about Mr. Potato Head.
This is just FairFax with. You can't even talk about Mr. Potato. You know what I mean? Phil, don't use his dead name, Potato Head.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
There's no.
That's it.
Don't do that.
Yep.
Potato Head is the name.
No gender association.
Yeah, there's no. I don't know what you said. Whatever you said before is.
It's a potato.
Yeah, just don't spud. You want to? You want to go spud? If you want to go spud, you go spud.
Yeah.
That don't besmirch. Okay, so it's either spud or nothing.
Listen, I gotta fall in line. This is the way the world is.
Get down and lay down, my friend.
Yeah.
Get down and lay down. Okay.
Facts.
So that's what's been. All right. So this is once again. This is as Phil just related to. This is fair
Facts.
with fair,
Facts.
and I'm with DJ
Phil.
and Mock. Ing Bird. No, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know where that was. It was working. It was
solid.
It worked. It worked. But it's funny. During the break, I was like, oh, I had like 5 points. I was like, oh, we could go the Elon Musk tunnel of cars to across country. The teacher who got caught jerking off on Zoom. We could go. We could go in 15 different directions, and then somehow we started talking about the JCC.
Woo!
And somebody was like, "What racist terrorist group organization is the JCC?" He was like, "Does
when it's 3 initials, you should always be nervous. Not in this particular case, though.
Mahout Maham-Adabi run it? On the contraire, mon frere." No. Actually, it's the Jamesport Community Center.
That's right.
So me and Phil were talking about it, and I thought we were talking about it from a place of the same, like, I thought we were talking about it from the same ilk. He was like, oh, I was at Jamesport Community Center. I was like, oh, me too. And I went there as in my camp. He went there as their Friday night DJ.
Facts.
Fair. I mean, but I'm just like, the Friday night DJ. So what was it called when you did your thing? How old were you and what was it called?
All right, so
Jamesport Community Center.
Yeah, these are almost my earliest roots of roots.
Yeah, this is inside baseball. This is real inside baseball.
Yeah. So Jamesport Community Center, teen night was Friday night, and a lot of my stories of the times with Jamesport Community Center, I wasn't even always necessarily the DJ because I was like the younger guy. Like me and
Right.
Scott started doing it towards the very end before it kind of all fell through and really wasn't even a big deal. But
give Scott a quick shout out for
Yeah.
people who don't know who Scott is.
Scotty Scott. I'm not gonna drop his last name. He might get mad at me.
Gotcha.
But Scotty will watch this, and anybody who's been with me for a long enough period of time
They'll find.
knows exactly who the hell I'm talking about.
2 degrees of separation.
Yes, correct. So, but I mean, in a lot of ways, those were kind of the roots.
Yeah.
Of where my I guess I don't know what the hell you want to call it, DJ career, MC career, whatever
Right.
started. Not that I'm a rapper. I just say MC because I MC things. I am not by any means a rapper, but yeah.
Now, drop
I
the
have
beat.
rapped. Yeah, I mean, I can rap, but it's not. That's not what I'm trying to do.
Listen, I'm not. I notice I said nothing.
You wait for me to spit something.
Listen, you want to spit a hot 16? Spit a hot 16.
I'll spit someone else's hot 16.
I will not dispute your. Go ahead, do your thing.
Yeah.
Play that funky music, white boy.
That's right. Vanilla Ice classic.
Ever. No, go ahead.
So, so Jamesport Community Center, there were a lot of guys that I came up with during that time.
And how old were you? You were,
I would say 6th, 7th, 8th, even some in 9th grade.
oh my God,
Probably.
I don't see how our paths cross, and I'm just not thinking of it because
It's possible.
it's funny. My camp counselors we'll call them, their real first names are Tony and Travis.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, with very little research, if you know who Tony and Travis are, you could find out who those camp counselors were at that time. Along with there was a Kevin. Let's see, there was Tony. Let's see, what playoff last name is Tony Padakis, Travis Glorman, Kevin Messiah. You could probably do your best, if you're
Sure.
your modern day sleuth could find out.
Do you
word
know how to
association.
rhyme words?
I feel like I did my best to give you. I don't think either three of them would get mad at me. I mean, if I have to, I would dub their names after. But I don't think either three of them would get mad at me about that. But they were my camp coach along. There was a gin group in
Yeah.
in there. It was, I was like, let me go far off of the last name of that. I don't know if she wants to be a part of that mix. Landis, let me edit that part out. You know what I mean? Just say Gin Beep. Say Gin Beep for all of that. Yeah. But it was probably the most fun that you could have at a day camp ever for me. But you did the parties for it. And I'm like, who the fuck came to the parties? Like, who are you DJing for? Kid? Like-minded youth?
No, it's honestly to a degree it's a shame because again this is 25 years ago, a little more than that, but at least it gave kids something to do where there were chaperones there, and it wasn't it was supervised to a degree, but you still had freedom, I guess, to hang out. Where now it's, I mean, God, I don't know. God only knows what the fuck these kids do.
I mean,
actually, it's just not bullshit. I know what these kids do because I overhear everything when I'm DJing, but we won't get into that.
So it was unchaperoned.
No. There were chaperones. Troy was there.
Troy was there.
Yeah, name drop. Troy was there.
So did you go to you went to private school in your youth, right?
Yeah.
Was there more or less chaperoning at your private school than there was at this dance?
Same shit.
Like mom and dad's from the neighborhood, or was it?
Yeah. We used to have shout out Nabil. If he's watching this, but
I don't know who that is. But
yeah.
He'll probably feel.
I won't put the last name in there because I don't know how far you want me to go.
I'm always hesitant.
But yeah, we used to do dances at St. Isidore's, and my boy Nabil, we used to bring him in to DJ, and obviously, like, I would help him out. My other buddies would help him out a little bit. I would always somehow, some way end up emceeing some part of it. I mean, this is when I was in middle school, still in St. Isidore's. But then that was like once every 3 months. But then every Friday night, they would always have a DJ at the Jamesport Community Center. I mean, I could rattle off lots of names of the DJs that used to be there.
Listen, a lot of them would appreciate the shout out.
All right, so you got your neighbor up the road, Andy Dick, used to be there.
Okay, nice. I know Andy Dick. Okay,
great guy. My boy Greg Luce used to DJ there. Arnold Vormore used to drop beats there once in a while. My buddy Lane had came in there with me a couple times and dropped some beats. I feel like there's people I'm forgetting. Nate used to be in there dropping beats. Yep. A lot. But you see, that was a different time, like, as you always allude to.
I feel like I have to say there's a disclaimer for so much shit.
Back in the day, it was like everybody was a fucking DJ.
Right.
You know, and I always felt like I was kind of like the younger guy watching on the outside, but they would always want me to MC, whether that meant, announce something or rap something. Like, I never really considered it actually DJing until I remember. Oh, Keith Mackey was another one too. I forgot to shout out Keith. Until one day they were like, "Yo, Phil, hop on." I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, man.
Right.
And they were kind of like, well, this and this, you pick the vinyls and this, and the crossfader, this and this, and it came so natural, dude.
I mean,
and this is Technique 1200s. This wasn't even, nowadays it's so easy to figure it out because of digital technology. But it was just it was just, I don't know. It just came naturally,
right? I mean,
but I learned from a lot of people. I didn't just know, like I was shown, but JCC had a lot to, like, the really, really, really early days. That had a lot to do with it.
That's funny that you were.
If I missed anybody in those name shout outs, my bad. I don't know.
I feel like I had. I feel like I had to have went to one of those parties. That's so funny. I feel like I did go to, like, I was probably being a weird kid playing the wall, and I was just like, oh, I was, probably just being a pussy at the time. I mean, and for the time period, I mean, there was no way I had any type of gumption or anything like that, so I had to have been a pussy at the time. So,
there were Friday nights that, I mean, I remember there was a line out the door. I mean, some of them there was nobody there, but sometimes there was a line out the door.
Yeah.
I do have a really good story. Do we have time for a really good story?
We got time for one really good story. Yeah, go ahead.
One really good story.
Good.
All right.
Kill it.
All right. So one of my favorite times ever at the community center. I want to say I was in 8th or 9th grade, and I don't even remember where the hell I was coming from. I don't know if it was a sporting event or maybe me and Scott had DJ something and we were fucking kids and our parents had to drop us off at the equipment, or whatever it was.
Whatever it was, yeah.
We got to the community center. And, you had to have, I think it was $2 to get in. And, of course, I didn't have my freaking wallet on.
The JCC was charging $2 to get in?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
The fuck
if you had certain things, maybe it wasn't as much.
You could get past the $2?
Well, I had a connection, but here's what I did. So I rolled up, and my boys were DJing, and, it was on the second floor, not the first floor. And they see me, and they're yelling out the window. It must have been warmer out, so the windows were open. And they were like, "Yo, Phil!" Da, da, da. And I'm like, I got no fucking money. I can't even get in. And shout outs to Big Mike Lynch, Big Dog Pitbull Mike Lynch. He said, "I'm gonna pull you up." I'm like, "What the fuck you mean you're gonna pull me up?"
Pull you up of what?
From the first story.
All right, that's pretty wild.
So I got up on like the windowsill of the first floor
of the JCC.
Yeah.
In the front of the building.
Yeah.
I think okay. Go ahead.
Imagine seeing this shit now.
If I'm thinking of the same window, I'm like, that's wild as fuck. But yeah,
all bullshit aside, I climb up on the first floor window,
right?
And I put my arm up, and Mike's a big dude.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
and I put my arm. I mean, and this is I weighed $125, maybe that.
Soaking
back then, yeah,
soaking.
And he pulled me up to the second floor, and I climbed in. They didn't know. Hung out all night when it was it was nothing.
There was just an extra 125 pounds.
I might have spit a verse. I might have even jumped on the tables. I don't even remember what happened after that, but I'll never forget that shit.
Listen,
that shit was wild, bro.
You had a party with 400 people and an extra 125 pounds is walking around. You don't know.
No.
If there's an extra 125 pounds light.
That's one of my favorite stories of that.
That's hilarious.
Of that era.
That's hilarious. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, that's another great story by Phil Schmidt.
Hey.
If you get a chance, drop by. Promote the farm. I love the farm. Right. Promote the farm.
Schmidt's Farm on Sound. Can't miss the farm stand right on the corner of Roanoke and Sound Avenue. We are there right now. We're on the wintertime hours, so it's Wednesday through Sunday.
And just some of the best produce this side of the mighty Mississippi. I love it myself. Right. Phil's always graced me with a Christmas tree every year.
That's right.
And he's like, Keith, you should just put up a real Christmas tree. I'm just like, Phil, I don't really. He's like, no, just you're gonna do it.
Do it. Yeah.
I'm just like, God damn it. All right, Jesus Christ, a nice fresh Christmas tree every year. He blesses me with, and I just love that. It's this. I can't. Texas has they've lifted restrictions all the way. I mean. It has to be coming around the corner for us. I kind of can't wait, and
it ain't going backwards. That's all I can say. It ain't going backwards.
I can't wait, but we'll hopefully both see you. So maybe we can get one more show in before everything is said and done. I got another Zoom show coming up that I can't even promote, and then I got a secret show coming up on a rooftop that I don't even know if I want to do or not, but I can't promote. But I'll do anytime given to me, so I have no choice.
Keith Fairfax Comedy on YouTube.
Thank you. Keith Fairfax Comedy on YouTube. Keith Fairfax on Facebook. Mr. Fairfax on Instagram. And
he's sexy.
Thank you for yeah.
He'll give you a back rub.
he'll do both. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another wrap, and appreciate you for tuning in. And we'll see you next week.
Take care, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
All right, so check it out, folks. He's Climate Newsworthy.
And he's Ian Pierre. Mm-hmm. And we're cutting out the competition because we're channel 22. Yeah. All right. Listen, after this show, don't ever fucking talk to me ever again. I don't even know how you got. Man. I don't even know how you got on here anyway. Don't fucking talk to me. Don't say a word. Don't you fucking talk to me. You hear me?
I appreciate it.
No. Don't talk to me. All right?
All right. Okay. Little.